Hello and welcome to Heart to Heart. I am Jennifer Clyde. We started today's show in quite an unusual way today, and introducing our guest for today's Heart to Heart is a member of Ensemble Ditto, violinist Danny Koo. Their unique style and diverse endeavors have profoundly changed the classical music scene in Korea.
Why are we doing this? Because we're trying to make a difference.
Their unique style and diverse endeavors have profoundly changed the classical music scene in Korea. Today on Heart to Heart, violinist Danny Koo.
저는 바이올리니스트로서 사람 마음을 흔들리게 하고 뭉클하게 하고 열어줄 수 있는 연주자가 됐을 수 있으면 좋겠습니다.
The mascot and the life of the party of Ensemble Ditto, also known as the idol group of the classical music. Welcome to Heart, Danny.
Thank you.
It's wonderful to have you joining our show. Thank you.
I'm super excited to be here.
Are you? Could you begin by saying hello to our viewers that are watching our show?
Absolutely. Hello, Heart to Heart viewers at home. My name is Danny Koo. I'm violinist Danny Koo, and I'm based in Boston, but I'm here in Korea performing with Ensemble Ditto. And I'm really excited to be here right now.
Yeah, all right. I could sense that energy, the excitement in your voice. I checked it out and I saw that you upload many videos of Ensemble Ditto.
Yes.
You have more than 20, quite a number of videos uploaded, but it seems like most of the videos were uploaded by you. So tell us about the videos that you upload and why you seem to be the
this
main
is kind
person.
of a new project. I mean, Ditto is known for trying to do a lot of new projects, and this is kind of a new project where back in Boston, I would kind of upload videos where I explain perhaps a genre of classical music, perhaps tango or Bach, and I tried to make it more accessible to the public. And Naver V Live is known for being a source of viewership that's not only classical musicians, it's like everyone. And so I'm trying to make classical music just much more approachable and lovable and accessible to everyone.
Yeah.
And so,
I watched one of the videos. It was about, you were teaching people about classical music. You were giving examples like Bach. You became a professor and then a violinist. You were switching from one character to another. It was quite interesting. And you even posted up videos of you exercising. I mean, just just kind of daily life. How for me, classical music is really a part of my daily activity, a part of everything. And so kind of just uploading how classical music is a part of my life and sharing that with viewers. Now, I could feel that positive energy definitely once again, and I'm sure I'll feel it throughout the program. Now, Ensemble Ditto has changed the dynamics of classical music in Korea. I guess not only in Korea, but all across the globe. So could you tell us more about Ensemble Ditto?
Well, Ensemble Ditto first started 10 years ago. It's actually the 10th year anniversary.
Congratulations.
Yay. Which is very exciting. It was started by violist Richard O'Neill. And he kind of just got together a group of musicians, great musicians from all around the world that were his friends. And he was just, let's just play some classical music, classical chamber music in Korea. And I was very fortunate enough to join last year. And it's been really incredible. There are a lot of new projects, like I said before, kind of like busking, or Naver V Live, or the type of marketing we do and the type of music we play. We always try to push the limits, the boundaries of classical music. And so it's been really great. It's been a fun ride so far.
Yeah. So you joined last year.
I did.
Although Ensemble Ditto started 10 years ago in 2007. It seems like more people than we actually think consider or think of classical music to be difficult. And once you think that something is difficult, it becomes boring. And I guess Ensemble Ditto kind of defies that stereotype.
Yeah, well, I think it's always important to remember that it's not the listener's fault when they think classical music is boring. It's actually the performer's fault. You know, I think it's the performer's responsibility to help classical music be much more accessible, to make it much more approachable. And I think that's what I try to do and what Ditto tries to do.
안녕하세요. 저는 구 교수님입니다. 다시 만나서 반갑습니다. 오늘은 피에zzol라에 대해서 알아갈 텐데요. 피에zzol라는 아르헨티나에서 태어난 작곡가고요. 탱고 음악의 거의 왕, 짱이라고 볼 수 있어요. 훨씬 더 이게 아름다운 음악이에요. 그래서 연주자 데니 우 씨가 예전에 찍었던 영상이 있는데요. 그거 같이 함께 봅시다.
So you've worked on various experiments. I mean, you experiment.
Right.
You work on projects and not exactly activities, but you try to experiment in many ways to kind of get closer to the public. What are some things you've worked on?
Oxfam Trailwalker. And Oxfam is kind of an organization that fights poverty.
I see.
Around the world. And so Richard and I were representing Ditto in this project. And part of it was busking at the Gimpo airport to raise money for Oxfam. And so that was really fun. And yeah, it was super fun and a really good experience for sure.
So, now, through all these diverse efforts, it sounds like Ditto has produced lots of positive results here and there all over the place. And I heard that, tickets to your concerts are sold out every season.
That's the hope.
Every season, almost instantly, just like that. And this is quite unprecedented for chamber music concerts, I think. So what is your secret?
What is our secret?
Yeah.
Hard work and dedication. No. I think it's. I think people are drawn to the fact that we're all close colleagues. You know, the age there are different ages, but in classical music and chamber music, that doesn't matter. When you're on stage playing chamber music, you're all colleagues, your family, your friends. And I think Ditto, we really try to create that type of family vibe. And so I think when people come to our concerts, they're drawn to that, and they're like, wait, they look so close, and that they're creating something really special.
Yeah.
And so I think people appreciate that, and therefore come.
Yeah,
Yay.
I mean, I think I've read that you're also well known for your on-stage manners.
Oh yeah, sure.
People love you for your good looks. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, and also for some of our encores, sometimes we'll throw in a couple OSTs. People love that too, and so yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously you have a very strong fan base.
Yeah,
now, Ensemble Ditto is often described as a dream team of, as I just mentioned, handsome guys and idols of classical music. I heard that 80% of your audiences are women.
Yes.
Is that true? 80%?
80%.
Is that true?
It's kind of incredible.
How does that make you feel?
Great. I mean, no, I mean, the fans, especially in Korea, I only really started performing in Korea last year with Ditto. And so something that's so special about the Korean fan base is that they're so supportive every step of the way. And a lot of them are ladies, and which is great. And there are also men as well. But yeah, it's pretty awesome.
But what do you think it is about Ensemble Ditto that captivates the female audiences?
I wonder. I think maybe ladies like to see our bromance on stage, or kind of our camaraderie, and Yeah, I don't know. It's a secret that it's a really well-kept secret. I'm not sure, but I'm very thankful for it.
For example, when you perform,
Yes.
there must be pieces that female audiences are particularly fond of. So what kind of music, or how would you describe the kind of music that the female audience is particularly like?
Okay. Well, I think in every single Ditto season, I think we always throw in at least one huge romantic masterpiece. And I mean, who doesn't like romance? And so these romantic masterpieces, I think, are usually the best sellers of the season. Actually, this season we're playing Tchaikovsky's Souvenir de Florence, which is a huge, massive romantic work that I'm sure people are going to love, and I hope people love.
I see a violin sitting in front of us. Could you maybe play something for us? I mean,
sure, something romantic?
Yeah, something romantic for your female fans out there.
Well, this is Estrellita, written by a Mexican composer named Manuel Ponce. And here's just a little snippet.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Very romantic.
Very romantic.
But I don't know. I felt a sense of sadness for some reason.
A little bit. Yeah, you're very perceptive. Yeah, actually, this piece is Manuel Ponce kind of lived a sort of a sad life. And so this piece is a love song, but at the same time, it kind of has a bit of nostalgia and a little bit of sadness associated with it.
I see. Maybe that's why pieces like this really captivate the hearts of female audiences.
Great. Yeah.
What about your, well, the 20% are, of course, guys.
Yeah.
What kind of music do guys usually like?
What kind of music? I mean...
Something more masculine, I guess?
Perhaps. I mean, I think everyone... I think the great thing about classical music is all of it's sensitive. It's all sensitive music. And so I think anyone that wants to feel sensitive or wants to be in tune with their emotions are drawn to classical music.
Okay.
And so the 20% of the men that come to the concerts are very sensitive, wonderful people. Thank you.
That's a very cute answer. Then what about this one? What would you play for men that are sensitive, yet masculine?
Maybe a little bit, something a little bit more soulful, maybe?
Could you maybe play a little bit?
Sure, yeah.
Thank you.
So maybe something like Amazing Grace, a little bit deeper and a little soulful.
So Danny, you're a graduate of the New England Conservatory of Music, the oldest independent music school in America. I heard that the live audition, it plays a big role in
Yeah,
students' enrollment.
Absolutely. I think in the classical music world, or just music world in general, I feel like live auditions, it's all down to those 12 minutes.
Really?
You know, that make it or break it.
So you have to perform for 12 minutes.
Yes.
Do you remember your live audition?
My first audition for my undergrad, where I also went to New England Conservatory, I remember I was so nervous. My legs were shaking the whole time.
Yeah?
And I started working with a teacher who at the audition was like, "You're doing great, just slow down." And I remember thinking, "Oh, that makes me feel so loved," you know. And it's funny because that teacher, Mr. Weilerstein, was also the teacher to two other Ditto members, two other violinists, Daniel Chung and Stefan Jakiv. And so it's quite a coincidence that we all studied with the same mentor. It's very cool, yeah.
So these two members, are they with you right now?
Well, Stefan was with me last year, and Dan is with me this year.
Oh, I see.
So, yeah.
Oh, wow, what a coincidence,
It's
really,
super
though.
cool, yeah.
So you studied with the same teacher at the same school, but at different times.
Different times, right.
But you're working together now.
Yes.
And you have worked together.
Yeah.
It's amazing. All right. Now, which class or teacher at the school do you remember the most?
Well, I've got to say, I work really closely with a violist teacher named Kim Kashkashian. We not only perform together, but we also, I help her with her series called Music for Food, which is kind of like Oxfam. It's playing concerts and raising money for food pantries.
Oh, I see.
And so I have my own kind of series under that called the Women's Lunch Place, where I bring musicians to play at a women's shelter. And so she's been a great mentor, not only in terms of music, but as a human being and kind of just as a patron of the arts. And so she's someone who's very close to me.
Wow, you're doing a lot of beautiful work
thank
as
you.
well. So how would you describe your world of music in one word?
In one word,
In one
I've
word.
got to say, I think it's all about empathy. Because I think music is all about connecting. It's all about sharing. It's all about having no walls and being vulnerable. And I think without empathy, you can't understand your audience. You can't share with them.
Right.
So I feel like empathy is the most important for me. Yeah.
All right. Well, what inspired you to become a musician? In particular, a violinist.
Well, so I first started when I was 6 because my uncle is a violist.
Oh.
And so I think when I was young, the story goes, I would always hear him practicing scales in the morning. And I was like, "Mom, I want to play that."
Yeah?
And so my mom bought me a violin, and then I started. But I actually didn't decide to major until the summer before my senior year of high school, which was actually very late. I went to a festival in the summer where there was not only music, but all the arts. So there's creative writing, there's poetry, there's theater, there's dance. And I think that's where I really felt the tangible impact that music can have on the world, that the arts can have on the world. And that's when I was like, I want to become a violinist. And now I'm here. I was born in Chicago, growing up in a really small one-bedroom apartment. When I was 6 years old, my uncle, who is a violist, would come visit us quite often. He would always be playing this crazy-sounding instrument in the living room. And I remember asking my mom, "I really want to play that. What is that?" When I was 7, my mom brought home kind of a cardboard box with a little paper towel dispenser, that kind of fake violin. And she was like, "Here, you can start." I remember really wanting to go to NEC because as soon as I stepped in the door, the vibe is so great. The teachers at NEC are completely selfless, and they're not only your teachers, but they really become your mentors. After 6 years of being at NEC, I feel like I've gained so many different perspectives of how to look at music, how to breathe music, how to learn music. Right now, in particular, I'm studying with Don Weilerstein and Soovin Kim. To make a comparison, Mr. Weilerstein would be my Yoda, and Soovin Kim would be my Obi-Wan Kenobi, and therefore, I'm the Jedi Padawan, I'm Luke Skywalker.
So up until your senior year in high school,
Yes.
you, of course, enjoyed playing the violin.
Yeah.
But it wasn't that you were going to study.
Yeah.
Okay. You were going to become a musician.
Right.
And is that possible, even if you had just played the violin as a hobby?
Well, thankfully, I guess it is. But I think I'm really grateful to my parents for they never pushed me. They're both scientists, they're both chemists, but they love music. And so they never pushed me, and they were just happy that I was doing it as a hobby. And even when I decided to major, they were supportive. And so I think we were all scared because we didn't know. I didn't know anything about the music world. And then now I kind of just jumped in head first.
Okay. Up until then, what did you want to do? What did you want to major in?
I kind of wanted to be an announcer or something like that. 'Cause I love meeting people. I love talking to people, learning new things. And I thought that would be a great way to meet a lot of people.
Well, here you are. You're with your violin.
I am.
You're traveling to all different parts of the world.
Very
You're
cool.
meeting new people and doing
Yes.
so many things. So, yeah, I mean...
It's kind of a dream come true.
Yeah, wonderful. How do you think that music can influence the world? There's got to be a way, or like in what way do you think music can influence people or the world?
Well, for me, classical music, a lot of classical music, other than singing classical music, there are no words. Therefore, it has the listeners use their imagination or bring out their innermost emotions that they don't necessarily have to share or share with other people.
Right.
So I think music has the power, especially classical music, has the power to open kind of closed hearts or perhaps make you think of old lost memories that you want to bring back. And just, I think it can really open your heart and just, you know, make you a new person, kind of be refreshing, refresh your soul, you know, and I think that's the power of music.
I see. Now, time is almost up. I mean, time just flew by
Oh,
so
no.
quickly. Our last question is about your bucket list. Just curious.
Yes.
I'm sure there are tons of things on your
There
bucket
are
list.
tons of things. I've got to say, one bucket list is, so I'll say two. One actually is being on the show.
Okay.
This is actually very cool because my ditto brother, Stefan Jekiv, was on the show many years ago. And I remember watching that when I was like in middle school or high school. I was like, that would be so dope to be on that show.
And here you are.
Now here I am, which is very cool. And then secondly, kind of a bigger one would be to play in the Vatican for the Pope and play some Bach in the Vatican.
Oh, wow.
I think that would be so cool and just so powerful. Yeah.
Yeah, it does sound amazing. Wow, that would be amazing.
That would be so cool.
Yeah, that would be so cool.
That would be so cool.
Now, tell us about your upcoming plans. I mean, goals, not only goals, but I know that you have concerts coming up very soon.
Yes, so...
Starting today, actually?
Yes, starting today. So on the 14th is when the Ditto Festival begins. And so it's the 14th all the way through July 2nd. And we have so many recitals, we have chamber concerts, we have it all. So I'm really excited for that, and I hope a lot of people come.
Oh, one more thing I do want to ask you. Maybe is there a message that you want to deliver or a tip that you want to give our viewers that are watching right now? I guess people that up until now had the stereotype that classical music was boring and difficult. And I mean, what do you want to tell them?
I think for classical music, it really requires you to not be doing anything else. Because a lot of the time, when people hear classical music on a daily basis, it might be in a taxi, it might be in an elevator, it might be in a mall, where you're already preoccupied with so many things. But classical music, because there are no words, it kind of requires you to kind of be in your own mind and just listen. And so maybe my tip or my request for the wonderful viewers would be just go home and after a long day and just turn on some Beethoven, Bach, Mozart, and just listen and let your mind roam. And I think people will be amazed as to how impactful it is for their lives.
Okay, I'll try that. I'll try that when I get out. Okay, well, thank you so much for your time. Yeah, I wish Ensemble Ditto the best of luck, and I wish you the best of luck with all the concerts and the chamber music plans and activities you have planned during your stay in Korea and even when you go back home.
Thank you.
Thank you. 감사합니다.
고맙습니다.